Okay, so if you're just starting out with photography, figuring out how to take a good picture can be difficult. So today what we're going to do is we're going to go over the 3 steps in taking a good picture. And so that way the next time you're taking some pics with your phone or your camera, you should be able to follow these 3 steps and get a good pic out of it no matter what. So with that being said, let's get started. Okay, so step number 1 in taking a good picture. Even before you pull out your camera, you've got to find good light. And this is super important because light might be the most important thing when it comes to photography. It's why all the cameras and lenses that do well in low light are so much more expensive. And even camera settings, not sure if you saw my video on that yet or not, but it's there if you need it. But even the camera settings themselves all have to do with light. It's because light can be the thing that'll make or break your picture. So to find your light, you can either go outside, or if it's a sunny day, you can do what I do. Just find a room in your house that has some windows, open up the blinds, and that should give you a pretty decent light source as is. Alright, so now that we found our light, we're going to be taking some pictures of some whiskey, or in my case, tea, because anything else would be illegal. But this is where step 2 comes in, and that's finding your angle. And this is really the most difficult step, because there are so many different ways you can take the picture. How do you figure out which angle is going to work best? Well, to help with that, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. There are only really like 3 different angles to choose from. Yeah, true story. Because first, there's a top-down shot, and that's when the camera's just shooting down right up above the subject. You see this often when it comes to like flat lays, food photography, stuff like that. And then second, there's the mid-level shot. That's when the camera's just raised slightly above the subject, often done in product photography. And then third, there's the eye level shot. And that's when the camera is just on the same plane as your subject. And this angle looks good with really just about anything you shoot. And then sometimes you may get super low and shoot upwards if you're trying to make the subject look big. But for the most part, all the pictures you see are really just a variation of those 3 shots. And you can play with how close or far away you want to get. But when you have those 3 angles in mind, it can really help you figure out which angle is going to work best depending on what you're shooting. So now that you have your angle, it's time for step 3, and that's fully composing your shot. Now there are a bunch of different composition techniques, and I'll probably get into those another time. But for now, we're just going to focus on this one, and that's using leading lines in your pictures. And a leading line is basically just a line in your picture that helps lead your viewer's eye to the subject. And it really helps to make your pictures look a lot more visually appealing, and it helps draw the viewer in. So once you're aware of this technique, you can find leading lines no matter where you look. So for instance, with our glass of fake whiskey, instead of just taking the picture straight up against the wall like you usually would, what you can do is just slide the glass over, use the edge of the table as a leading line pointing towards the subject, and then boom, that's instantly a better shot. So when you use leading lines, it's going to make your pictures look a lot more professional. So thank me later. Alright, so now that you've found your light, you found your angle, you've got your leading line, you've taken the picture, you may think that you're done. Well, you're not done. In fact, you're far from done, because this is where step 4 comes in. And yes, I added an extra step because this is important. And that's you have to edit your pictures. I cannot stress this enough. Never under any circumstances post a raw photo. Just don't do it. Just like how you cook your food, you need to edit your photos. And you may think, oh, I think the picture looks pretty good as is. Well, that's good, because that means you're already a pretty decent photographer. But it also means that your pictures could look a lot better. And it's not even really that hard. I mean, I prefer to use Lightroom to edit my photos, but you can even use your phone. Just something as simple as dropping the blacks, boosting the whites, maybe adding a little more saturation. Just little stuff like that is gonna make your picture look better. And trust me, once you start editing your pictures, you're gonna see them look 10 times better from what they are. And you're gonna be like, yep, Deuce is right. And subconsciously, I'm gonna know that your pictures look better now. And I'm gonna be like, yeah, you're welcome. So find your light, find your angle, find your leading line, and then edit your picture. And of course there are more photography techniques, but hopefully this just gave you a base so that the next time you're taking pictures, you can use these 3 steps and get a good pic out of it. And if you do, don't forget to tag me on Instagram, because I'd love to see what you guys come up with. So, as always, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to leave me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. And promise me you'll never post a raw photo again. Just don't do it.